Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We bring you stories of faith, love, and devotion. Yeah, just kidding, please help us grow by hitting that like button. Now on to the story. Have a gut feeling. Am I paranoid? I have a deep gut feeling that my wife is cheating on me. I've asked her about it, and she denies it and says she would never do that. I mean, honestly, who would openly admit to cheating? Especially, if the other person did not have anything but a gut feeling. That said, I have a fairly good track record with my gut feelings often being correct. So, I am asking the powers of Reddit to figure this out. To people who've been cheated on, did you have a gut feeling it was happening? To people who've cheated, what would have been one thing that would have caught you? To everyone, am I just paranoid? Update. I appreciate all of the support that each of you provided. After about a month of keeping quiet and monitoring, I have found nothing. There has not been an out-of-place text message, email, or phone call. No dating/chat apps have ever been downloaded. I've gone through her personal emails. I did not realize before, but we have the star say nothing about it anymore. Then observe. Does she hide her phone? Is she always texting? Does she go into another room to talk quietly to the other person? If she is on the phone, dies she says as you walk into the "I'll phone you back later"? Have you checked her phone records and media? Above all, do not bring the subject up again, just gather your info till needed. Can you look through her phone? Yes, I checked her phone records. Mine was accusing me, so I checked and brought it with her, saying 1,400 messages for this month was her and 86 messages for me, and her reaction was a dead give. Then I said out loud, but I'm the one that's cheating. So yeah, check phone records. She's on her phone constantly. She is always texting. I have checked her phone, but nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. Just messages to co-workers about work, and messages to her family/parents. Don't just check her phone, messages can be deleted. Check the phone bill. Is there a number always being texted or called? Any number you don't recognize? The farm drives safe, so I can see everywhere her vehicle goes. There has been absolutely nothing out of the ordinary. The only place that I cannot check is at her work, i.e. the hospital. If there was anything going on, it would be here. Her hospital is a smaller hospital and it does not have easily accessible rooms, like overnight rooms for doctors. She also works the day shift. Both of these are important, as it would indicate that she would have to put in a fair amount of effort to sneak off the floor. That said, it's not off the table. If anyone has any advice on how I could monitor what happens at her work, it would be much appreciated. Say nothing about it anymore. Then observe. Does she hide her phone? Is she always texting? Does she go into another room to talk quietly to the other person? If she is on the phone, dies she says as you walk into the "I'll phone you back later"? Have you checked her phone records and media? Above all, do not bring the subject up again, just gather your info till needed. Can you look through her phone? Yes, I checked her phone records. Mine was accusing me, so I checked and brought it with her, saying 1,400 messages for this month was her and 86 messages for me, and her reaction was a dead give. Then I said out loud, but I'm the one that's cheating. So yeah, check phone records. She's on her phone constantly. She is always texting. I have checked her phone, but nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. Just messages to co-workers about work, and messages to her family/parents. Evidence from wife's old phone. I, 28M, have been married to my wife, 27F, since 2020, and we began dating in the summer of 2016. We met while she lived for the summer in my city for an internship. She went back to finish her senior year in college, as I finished mine. At the end of college, she ended up getting a job back down in my city and made the move here with me. In the past year, I had a suspicion that something was up, and made a post about it on this subreddit. During that, many of you recommended that I investigate and track her, and up until now I have found absolutely nothing out of the ordinary. However, I did remember that she had an old phone that she had kept once we both upgraded our phones. I plugged it in and was able to scroll back through the older messages that are no longer on her new phone. What I found were very obvious red flags. I found that she consistently stayed in touch, over-the-top flirting, with several other men during our early years of dating. 2 during her college years, and 1 she stayed in touch with even after she made the move down with me. This is the guy I am very sure she did something with. They are both nurses and had a thing right before we met. He ended up moving away, and she traveled down to my city and met me. Once that happened, they stopped texting for a year until out of the blue my now wife reached back out to him. She shared a small life update, wished him well, told him she saw someone who looked like him and that she missed him. She was obviously flirting with him. He flirted right back. She eats it up. He tells her he is looking for a new job somewhere and she suggests our city. The conversation goes back and forth a few more times and it drops. 6 months later, my guy pops up again with a text asking which hospital in our city my now wife works at, because he has just moved to our city. Now he is looking to apply to hospitals around the city. She seems very excited. That is when the texts go cold, almost like the conversation abruptly ends. And then she sends a random text later letting him know she called him to ask which hospital he chose. That is where the trail goes cold. The problem is now it is 4 years later. I do not have any evidence that anything happened between them. Maybe nothing did. Realizing that I have no way to ever know the truth, I did the thing that no one should do. I confronted her about it. She denied. I read the texts to her. She looked like an irritated deer in the headlights. She just kept staring. I said we were dating and living together. Why was she flirting with him? She said nothing ever happened and just continued to stare at me, like is there anything else you? I asked her if she ever spoke to him again after those texts. She said she never saw him or spoke to him after. She said he worked in the ER, and they never saw each other. Literally none of the texts said he worked in the ER. There must have been other conversations with him. I have a feeling there were conversations and a lot more. They likely stopped texting and just met in the hospital. Fast forward to today. My wife is now pregnant. I live in Texas, which means I could not divorce her, even if I wanted, until after the baby. I feel so torn and lost over something I do not have evidence of. However, I am not sure how to get evidence from something that long ago. She seems to only fold when I have hard facts. What should I do? Update. So many people have commented. I feel like there are several weird narratives that need to be corrected. We no longer live in the city where this happened, we moved 1.5 years ago. So this guy is no longer a direct problem. I have not been searching for years. I have been monitoring for 5 months due to a similar situation with one of her other co-workers. Monitoring calls, watching where she goes, etc. Nothing over the top, but I need to get my ducks in a line. I found this old shit when trying to look for more recent but previously deleted texts. Previous thread. 3. Yes. Pregnancy was a total accident. I still duck her. It happened last month. If she locks down and won't talk, there's not much you can do. Some experienced pies can dig up info, but if you're filing for divorce, is it really worth it? If she's hiding stuff currently, a pie may benefit you. I would suggest getting a DNA test. She'll probably fight you on it, but better to be safe than sorry, and tell her since she won't communicate with you, then you can't help but think what else she may be covering up. Also, text can be deleted and recovered. Good luck. Yes, I am for sure getting a paternity test. I will not sign the papers without one. Not sure yet if divorce is in the cards. But I have done a little research. It's her lack of any detail that also gets me. Like most of us, she gets very defensive when she does not do something or when she needs to clear her name. With this it's like I am talking to a stone wall. Very short abrupt answers, followed by staring. Dude. Her response tells you everything you need to know. No one stonewalls unless they know they ducked up. You went the wrong way. You never should have confronted what you had. You should have checked her present phone T9C if you would get any evidence. And when you decided to confront her, you never should have shown her what you had in your hands against her. You should have asked her if she has anything to confess to you regarding her affair. Direct question. Then stare at her as if you know everything. You must never tell the cheater what evidence you have against them. Show as if you know everything. If they question you to find out what you know, do not answer her question. Tell them you asked a question. If she says she didn't understand the question, tell her you know everything about her affair with AP's name, and you want her to tell you everything without hiding anything, and if she lies, you are going to expose her affair with her AP to everyone including her hospital HR and show all the evidence that includes pictures and videos you got from the pie you hired. Then, wait for them to reply. We hope that by sharing these stories with interested folks like you, we can help people recognize the signs of a relationship in trouble, and avoid so many of these heartbreaking situations yourselves. Have a good day or night, wherever you are.